July 9th, 2025. May I have a call to order, please?
Mr. Atway, President. Mrs. DeCaprio, Vice President.
Here.
Dr. Alquist.
Here.
Mr. Campbell.
Here.
Mr. DeMilo.
Here.
Okay. Pledge to the flag, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
And to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, at this time, get the thumbs up from Mr. Knoll. At this time, we have a very special presentation. As I look at this sheet, we have combined, I can't even add up the years, well over 100 plus years here, people, of retirees from our district. And we would like to honor those people tonight who are retiring from the system after many, many years. As I call your name, please come up. Ruth Ann Altiero, who has been with us for 34 years as our CVMS 5th grade English teacher. Joanne Smotrilla, 26 years, CHS Information Specialist. And some people aren't with us tonight. Valerie Weingart, 33 years, CVMS 5th grade Science Social Studies teacher. Kim Wilson, 24 years, CVMS grade 8 American History teacher. Lisa Zetz, 39 years, Hilltop kindergarten teacher. Denise Carquito, 25 years, as CHS head cook. Sherry Francis, 9 years, as Hilltop's playground aide. Josie Holmesy, 29 years, as Special Services Secretary. Terry Connick, 23 years, as Special Needs aide. And Janice Welsh, 40 years, as a transportation aide. I would like to say a special thank you on behalf of the school board, administrative offices, Canfield Local School District. The service that you have provided to our children, mine included, has been amazing. Thank you all, and best wishes to you as you journey on to your next chapter.
Don't go anywhere.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Could not have done it without all of you. Thank you. Ladies, if you would like to leave, I totally get it. Feel free to start your retirement now. So we will not be opposed if you decide to recess to the cafeteria. At this time, we have our student resolutions, which I believe I am reading as well.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm going
Thank
to
you.
keep going.
Thank you.
Here we go. Student resolutions. 2026 through 36-2026. Softball, whereas Marina Koenig was named first team All-AAC and second team All-NEO in softball. And whereas Sydney Lutz was named first team All-AAC, first team All-NEO in softball, and All-State Honorable Mention. And whereas Jenna Trivieri was named first team All-ACC and second team All-NEO in softball. And whereas Alexis Johnson was named second team All-ACC and All-NEO Honorable Mention in softball. And whereas Kaylee Ortiz was named second team All-ACC in softball. And whereas Leah Figueroa was named second team All-ACC in softball. And in boys tennis, whereas Drew Shapiro named first team All-AAC in boys tennis and first doubles AAC champions. And whereas Carson Arfaris was named first team All-AAC in boys tennis and first doubles AAC champions. And whereas Nick Levanti was named first team All-AAC in boys tennis, and whereas Fahim Munda was named second team All-AAC in boys tennis. And whereas Dom DeLucia was named second doubles AAC champions in boys tennis, and whereas Drew Lunger was named second doubles AA champions in boys tennis. And whereas the Canfield High School boys tennis team was named AAC co-champions, and whereas the boys tennis team has displayed good sportsmanship in addition to outstanding athletic ability throughout the 2024-2025 season. And boys lacrosse, whereas Charlie Boros was named Midwest All-American in boys lacrosse. And girls track, whereas Charlotte Bixel was a regional qualifier in the 100-meter hurdles and the 4x400 relay in girls track. And whereas Claire Harina was regional qualifier in the 300-meter hurdles in girls track, and whereas Gianna Gambrell was a regional qualifier in the 1,600 meters and 4x800 meters relay in girls track. And whereas Mia Gaffney was a regional qualifier in the 4x400 meter relay and the 4x800 meter relay in girls track. And whereas Carissa Hill was a regional qualifier in the 4x400 meter relay and 4x800 meter relay in girls track. And whereas Alyssa Igenfritz was a regional qualifier in the 4x400 meter relay and 4x800 meter relay in girls track. And whereas Alex Conley was a regional qualifier in the 800 meter girls track, and whereas Sabrina Basket was a regional qualifier in the 3,200 meter girls track. And boys track, whereas Donnie Furka was the Clipper Invitational 100 meter dash champion, a regional qualifier in the 200 meter, and holds the school record in the 200 meter dash in boys track. And whereas Kellen Halcomb was named the Clipper Invitational Field Event MVP, a regional qualifier in both discus and shot put, and holds the school record in the discus relay. And whereas Amir Ali was named first team All-AAC and AAC champion in discus, was a regional qualifier in shot put, and holds the school record in discus relay. And whereas Nate Skripak competed in boys track and field and holds the school record in discus relay. And whereas Aiden O'Brien competed in boys track and field and holds the school record in distance medley relay. And whereas Nick Merciniak competed in boys track and field and holds the school record in distance medley relay. And whereas Alex Taranto competed in boys track and field and holds the school record in distance medley relay. And whereas Alex Hammer competed in boys track and field and holds the school record in distance medley relay. And whereas baseball, whereas the Canfield High School baseball team achieved recognition in district champions, regional runner-up, and the program achieved its 900th career win on April 2nd, and whereas the baseball team has displayed good sportsmanship in addition to outstanding athletic ability throughout the 2024-2025 season. And whereas Zane Jadala was named first team All-AAC, All-District, first team All-Ohio in baseball, and whereas Dylan Mancini was first team All-AAC, All-District, and second team All-Ohio in baseball, and whereas Anthony Groner was named first team All-AAC and All-District in baseball, and whereas Joey Gabriel was named second team All-AAC in baseball, and whereas these accomplishments have brought honor to the students themselves, their families, and their school, therefore be it resolved that these students be formally commended for their outstanding achievements, and that this resolution be entered into the official minutes of the Canfield Board of Education, and be it further resolved that copies of this resolution be presented to each student as a lasting recognition of their excellence. To all on this list, their teams, their coaches, we congratulate you on season well earned and well done. Okay, that was a lot. Superintendent's presentation.
I should have sat down.
I
I got tired standing all the time. That's awesome. So board members, if you want to make your way down, you're more than welcome. I have to be honest tonight, I really did not have a planned presentation. However, with some recent developments, I felt it was important to not only share with the board, but our community, those in attendance, and those of you watching online, we appreciate that. So I will continue on. So hopefully everybody in Canfield received their summer Cardinal communique, hopefully around that July 4th weekend. All kinds of great information in there. You get reports from the supervisors, superintendent, the treasurer, Mr. Vittle, all our building principals, and we love to put a lot of pictures in there, which is always a lot of fun. So if you didn't get that or you don't live in Canfield, Mr. Malice was nice enough to put that on our district website so you can go there to take a look. Also wanted to just bring it to everybody's attention, at our June 30th special meeting, we updated our calendar. It doesn't affect much for the beginning or the end of school. However, Mr. Vittle and our professional development team picked 2 days for PD. And those days are Monday, December the 1st, which will extend our Thanksgiving break a little bit, and Friday, March the 6th. So those are PD days for all of our staff, but no school for students, okay? And I usually don't have to say that twice, okay? Everybody gets that one. But just wanted to get that out, and this updated calendar is on our website as well. So we had a little fun here at the stadium. My administrative team and I took a few hours in the morning to kind of spruce up the stadium a little bit. Nice little paint job out there, and you can see all of us pictured across the top. We had a great time. You can see the facilities along the bottom that we put a little paint to. That Cardinal country stands out. I know you were thinking that, and that was done by yours truly, okay? Obviously, you kind of get what you pay for, but we gave it our best effort, all right? And we had a lot of fun doing that. We're getting the stadium ready, obviously, for fall here, with some other upgrades and cleanups coming as well, which we'll talk about. Just coming off the July 4th parade, we had a great time coming down the street there, right in the middle. You can see Dr. Alquist, Miss Prince, who made her final ride, I might add. And Board President, Mr. Ratway, joined me, and you can see all the different staff members around. And Mrs. Zetz, I didn't put you in here. Doggone it. That's all right. I did put you online, though, under my social media account. You're on there. But we had a great time. It's always a huge turnout when you're coming down the street there to see everybody lining the streets. It was awesome, so we had a good time there. Speaking of good times, I just posted on social media something a little different this year. I'm looking for pictures of summer vacations. So as our community members and families and everyone's going out for a vacation, you could take a couple pictures, give me some names and places you went and all that good stuff. I have one person that came in after a day. But if you're interested, send those to that Canfield Updates site, just like my Tuesdays, and I'll get you on social media, and we'll have some fun and see where everybody's traveling this summer, all right? So jump in on that if you like to. Just a friendly reminder, as you remember last year at this time, I spoke about Final Forms coming to Canfield. It's here. We had year one under our belt, so year two is upon us, so you're going to get a reminder email on or around July 18th, a couple Fridays from now, to make sure our parents go on and fill out the forms. If you remember, the nice thing about this is everything's already populated electronically. So all you have to do as Mom and Pa is just sign off if nothing's changed. Instead of having all those forms coming home for your 3 or 4 kids that you got to fill out on paper, those days are gone, as you know. So be looking for that, and as always, we appreciate your prompt attention to that so we can get all that stuff in, like the emergency medical forms and all those important documents under Final Forms coming soon. And as a reminder, as the summer closes, we have a strategic planning goal from the treasurer to conduct a biannual kind of a answer Q&A kind of session. So she has selected Wednesday, August 13th at 5 p.m. here. That will be immediately before our scheduled board meeting. But the treasurer, and I'll probably join her as moral support as well to help with some Q&A. But she's probably going to have a lot to talk about come August. I'm going to share some things here in a minute, but she's probably going to have a real good update on the biennium budget, fair school funding, and all that good stuff. So get down the calendar, join us if you can, and we'll record that and put that online as well. I want to talk a little bit about what's going on around the district. So got some really exciting news. I talked about this once before, but I want to bring it up again. We have a brand new scoreboard coming to our stadium. It's earmarked to arrive on or around July 22nd, which is very exciting. You see that off to the left. I talked to Mr. Cohol, the president of the Big Boosters. You see his name and email address down there. They're about $190,000 in pledged out of the $250 that the project cost. So they are off to a fantastic start. I call this a legacy project. If you're looking for something to get involved in and donate some dollars to, this is an awesome one. Everybody that uses that stadium is going to be able to enjoy that brand new scoreboard. On the right-hand side is actually a new entrance that's going to be put up there as well. And if you're kind of on the home side looking down, the scoreboard is going to be there, and you're going to have this nice little gated entrance right here, which is pretty cool. That's going to have that Canfield Cardinals sign on top of that. So that's coming as part of the project as well. And looking, a lot of those dollars were donated already just for that project. But Mr. Cole is also, taking anybody that would like to donate towards that as well. So some cool, exciting stuff coming out there to the stadium in addition to that nice paint job that I mentioned earlier. We just got done spending a little over $80,000, sadly, to fix up some of our roofs on the middle school. That choir room that you see down the bottom left was leaking during the school year, and sadly, as superintendent, I just can't allow leaky roofs, water on kids. So as painful as that is, we had to spend the dollars to get that fixed. And then that little book room as well was leaking at the middle school. So, doing whatever renovations we need to do, keep the place safe and secure. A big project going on as you were driving in the high school, you probably saw some things happening. I think I mentioned last meeting we were looking about $500,000, and that was pretty close, a little bit higher, but $543,000 plus to finish up phase 2 of the parking lot here at the big house. So that picture on the left is the east part, and that's like where our staff parks, the majority of it. And then the picture to the right is our student parking lot. That's on the south side. Right now, they're eliminating those islands out there. We're just going to get rid of that, and we're going to pave that over. They're also working on a lot of the drainage, which is really bad down by that basketball court area. So going to get a lot of attention. This is probably going to be a good 2-week project. So you'll be able to get in and out, but just like I posted on social media, just arrive and depart with caution for the next couple of weeks as those guys are working. But we're glad to get that paving project done. I want to shift gears, and this is the main reason why I'm talking tonight, is to talk about the budget bill, which was House Bill 96, and kind of where we're at and what's going on and how this is going to affect Canfield potentially. So as you know, the governor signed the budget bill, House Bill 96, on Monday, June the 30th, and he issued 67 line item vetoes. And some of these are specific to education, okay? And I'm going to talk about those in a minute. But here's the key from DeWine and Tressel from the team. Here's what they said. Guys, we get it. Property tax reform is critical in the state of Ohio, and we know what everybody's talking about. However, what was proposed is not the way to get the job done. Reason why he vetoed some things. His recommendation, I love it. I think this is the way to do it. Get legislators together, agency officials, people like me, community members, and tax policy experts, and actually come up with a tax reform policy that's long-term, that's going to have some effects versus what's coming down the pike here potentially. Before I get to some of that, part of House Bill 96 was a cell phone policy. The good news for Canfield is we've already adopted one, so we're in good shape. But basically, it put a ban on student cell phones during the instructional day, which we were good with. Every district has to have a policy. As you can see, by January 1, we're already done. Lock and loaded from a couple months ago. Big thanks to Mr. Vito and our committee for getting that done. Our basic philosophy in Canfield is the cell phones are off and away. The middle school's been doing this probably for 3 years now, nothing new for them. Okay, we're going to bring it up here to the big house and work our way through that. There are some exceptions, as you would imagine. If there's a teacher or staff member that says, hey, we're going to use this device for a learning kind of situation, so be it. We're one-to-one for a reason. I don't see a lot of this happening, but it potentially could. And then obviously if you have a health concern and a note from a doctor, and I don't know if you guys know this, but a lot of our diabetic kids use their cell phones to measure their blood sugar. It's incredible what that technology can do. So obviously for those kiddos, they're going to have their phone with them as that medical piece. So let me shift to the funding formula here a little bit. You've heard me stand on this stage, on this podium, and say the Fair School Funding Plan isn't all that fair to Canfield. And I wasn't lying to you then, I'm not lying to you now, okay? Just the way it's set up and the way it works, all right? That's just how it's going to be for Canfield. There was a governor's proposal, the House proposal, and the Senate. As this budget bill worked its way through, all right, the governor signed it, and it is very similar, the funding piece of that, to what the Senate had on paper. Out of those three, the Senate one was the best for Canfield. That's the good news, okay? So we don't have all those numbers in front of us yet. The simulations are still being run, but what we have been told and what we have seen is we don't see a significant loss in our state funding. I'll be honest with you, we've got colleagues down the street who are going to lose money in this. Okay, that's what's on the table for them. But as it looks right now for Canfield, we don't see any huge significant loss as this moves forward. Some other things about the formula, it does put years 5 and 6 in there, which is good. It was a 6-year plan. It's going to get funded. It's not going to get funded with the increases with the base cost that people like me think it should. They're using 2022. Lots happened since then. Now, inflation, costs go up. It's not being reflected. Another good thing is the guarantee is still in play. As the treasurer will tell you, we're a guaranteed district, okay? But it's at that 2021 level, which doesn't really help a ton. It does provide for dollars for enrollment growth. Canfield's not really there. As you've been watching, we're kind of, cross the line here year after year, which is a good thing. Not a lot of growth, but there are some funds there. But that's really not pertinent to us. One thing that is pertinent to Canfield, and this is awesome. For the first time that I can remember, districts are going to get rewarded for good performance. So since you know that we're a 5-star school district, we're actually going to get dollars because of that. This piece I love as a superintendent. We're finally getting rewarded for doing some good things. So we're looking at potentially about $313,000 each year over the next 2 years based on that performance measure on our state report card. Obviously proud of that, but glad to see some dollars coming our way as well. So here's what the governor did. He took a look at that budget and said, not so fast. Going back to that property tax thing, here's some things that he vetoed. He vetoed the thing where school board members have to say, I'm a Republican or a Democrat. I was never a fan of that. That's not what school boards are about. We're not about politics, we're about children. I'm glad he vetoed that. He also vetoed the county budget commission, okay, a group of 3 individuals, I believe, having the authority, okay, to decide whether levies are needed in school districts. He also vetoed the 40% cash balance carryover. Now, that carryover is important to districts like Canfield. When issues happen, when things need fixed, when there's a crisis, you need money to have dollars to carry over. There was going to be a cap. He vetoed that. The 20 mil floor has nothing to do with Canfield yet, but I have about 200 colleagues in the state to where that affects them, okay? And then the last one, the school district property tax restrictions, which does affect us as well when it comes to what type of levies you can put on. The governor vetoed all of that. I was a happy man. I got up yesterday and read that the House of Representatives announced that they're going to meet on Monday, July 21st and try to override the governor's vetoes. Very discouraging, extremely discouraging for me. These are the 3 line item vetoes that the House specifically put on the table. There could be more, but this is what they have said coming out of the gate here. That county budget commission, they want to give that back, and they want to allow them, okay, to have changes in the amounts of dollars and levies that are voted upon by people in this community, if they think they're excessive. The second one, the types of levies around that 20 mil floor, even though it doesn't affect Canfield, affects a lot of my friends, like I told you. And the third thing is the whole idea about school district's ability to have fixed sum, emergency, substitute, and combined levies. They want to override the governor's veto. That can only happen in the House if 2/3 of the members vote to do that. 2/3 of the members equals 60 people. If 60 House of Representatives say yes, that veto is gone. And that is bad news for schools, and I'll be blunt, for public education, plain and simple. If it does get through the House at 60, the Senate still has to approve it as well. Their 2/3, as you can see there, is 20 senators. I talked to a good friend of mine from Bassett, and he said, Mr. Knoll, you have no chance in the Senate. It's a done deal. If it gets to them, it's over. Okay? Our only hope right now is the House. Okay, 60. Like I said, that's why I'm talking to everybody tonight. Wasn't planning on it, but you need to hear what's going on. You really need to understand this. This is a critical time for public education, and specifically for Canfield. So what can you do? I took a shot across the bow a couple weeks ago to our people in Canfield, our school folks, and I said, hey, we need some help with this budget bill. We need some help. We need help now too, okay? Monday, July 21st, those House people, and you've got Fisher and McNally there, okay, that are in the House, that are local people, that you can call or email and say, you know what, don't override those vetoes, all right? Support public schools, support public education. We know there's a property tax issue, but we can get to it in a different way, okay? And also the senator's on there as well. I always include him, him being a Canfield guy as well. Another one of my big concerns, which I shared with you, is House Bill 335. I don't know if you paid attention there, but there was 4 things I was concerned about early on that the governor vetoed. 3 of them are going to be overridden, potentially. 1 was missing. And I know why it's missing, because it's here. It's here in this bill. All right, here's what House Bill 3, and by the way, this isn't dead. All right, be prepared, is what I'm telling you. House Bill 335 is just making its way around, is going to eliminate inside millage. That discussion's huge, but here's what I will tell you. It will cost Canfield hugely, up to the tune of $4.7 million. Okay? If that goes away, and that's what's on the table, to eliminate, now, and it's not just schools, by the way. We're not the only ones in there. I'm just speaking as superintendent. But there's a lot of other municipalities, cities, other folks that are going to get hurt by this as well. Okay, those of us that get inside millage. That second bullet's what I'm talking about. This bill wants to cap our carryover at 30%. Okay, 30%. The final one talks about eliminating emergency and substitute levies, and we have an emergency levy, which I shared. It brings in close to $900,000 a year. Once it expires, we would not be able to renew it. Okay, it goes away. So now what do we have to do as a district? We have to ask our community for those monies back. Okay, but since it's not a renewal levy, it's going to cost us more. Okay, it's going to cost us more. Obviously, I'm articulating this to people I can talk to, our legislators and everybody. It's complicated. I'm trying to keep it at 30,000 feet for everyone, just so you know what's going on out there. But the key is the governor did us right when it comes to public education, and those overrides need to stand. That's the message if you're talking to people out there and or our local legislators as well. So you got to be stronger together now. I didn't know I was this smart beginning of last school year, but this is a good theme for the year, and the year's not over yet. This is how we're going to get through. So I appreciate your attention. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Knoll. Just want to say and reiterate again that this is a very crucial time for our schools, for public education. And the more voice we have, the stronger voice we have, the better we can combat some of what is going on at the legislative level. So please keep in mind those numbers, those persons that were up there, call them. Call them. Like I said, the bigger the voice, the stronger the voice, the more hopefully they will hear us. At this time, we have our minutes, which we have all gone over from June 11th and June 30th, a regular and a special meeting. May I have a motion to approve those minutes?
So moved, Demila.
Second, Campbell.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Dr. Alquist?
Yes.
Mr. Campbell?
Yes.
Mr. DeMilo?
Yes.
Mrs. DeCapua?
Yes. At this time, I'd like to turn it over to our esteemed treasurer, Ms. Prince, for our reports for May.
Okay, the reports tonight are as of May 31st, so 11 months out of the fiscal year are included. On the first page of the cash summary report, you'll notice the general fund is at 20 million, food service fund is at 1.3 million. So we're in good standing there after 11 months of the year has passed. And on the last page, the federal grants, which are in deficit position on this report, all the funding has been received in June, and those will be at 0 at June 30th. The check payment register, just want to point out a couple items on page 1, about 10 from the bottom. Pellegrino Music Center for $11,990. We purchased 2 baritone saxophones for the instrumental music department. And on page, the second to the last page, not quite halfway down, Mahoning County Educational Service Center for $262,000. That is the COG where we purchase our substitute teachers for the year. And this is an installment payment. It's almost the entire year, but there were a couple other invoices included in that. But you can see how much we spend on subs for the year for the teaching staff. And then on the last page, second item down, Mahoning County School Employee Insurance Consortium, $362,000. Just like to point this out from time to time, how much our monthly insurance premiums are, and that's for our medical, dental, and vision coverage, the board portion. Purchase order register, new items start on page 12. I don't think there was anything I really wanted to point out. At the close of the year here, we're just really trying to get things cleared up. We did have on page 15, you'll see the Camp Fitch. When the 5th graders go to Camp Fitch, that's about $25,000. That is covered by parents, primarily parents paying the fee to head there. And then we had several like mileage reimbursement purchase orders to teaching staff that travel between buildings on the second to the last page, page 19. But you don't see those except at the end of the year. And then the investment report, the rates have stayed steady for about 3 months now. No significant change in those. The total monthly interest was approximately $85,000 in May. Primarily that coming from the farmer's sweep account. So does anybody have any questions? Next month we should get the year-end report for the whole fiscal year. Do you need a motion to approve if there's no questions, please?
So moved. Alquist?
Second, Campbell.
Any discussion? Any questions for Ms. Prince?
Nope.
Roll call, please.
Dr. Alquist?
Yes.
Mr. Campbell?
Yes.
Mr. DeMilo?
Yes.
Mrs. DeCapua?
Yes. Now is time for any public comment, which we have none. So, moving on.
Okay.
Anybody, we good? Okay. You sure? Yeah, okay, all right, I'm just putting it out there. Okay, new business.
All right, so we'll start with some personnel. We have a resignation of licensed staff, Melissa Seckler, Siege Campbell, Title I tutor, effective July 10th of 2025. We have hiring a licensed staff. We have Kristen Kunzman, intervention specialist, effective for the 25-26 school year at $73,850. Resignation, we have Michelle Osdek from the high school afternoon custodian, effective June 6 to 2025. In hiring of classified, we have some bus drivers. We have Carl Kramer, bus driver, effective for the 25-26 school year at $22.76 per hour. Michelle Gardner, bus driver as well, at that $22.76. And Michelle Silvestri, bus driver, effective for the 25-26 school year at $22.76. Then we have Lisa Phillips, special needs aide at 5.5 hours a day at $16.73 per hour, effective for the 25-26 school year. Jan Rusher, a transportation aide, up to 3.75 hours a day at $16.73 an hour, effective for the 25-26 school year. And then we have a transfer, Ms. Corrine Rock, from C.H. Campbell head custodian to the high school afternoon custodian, effective August 1 of 2025 at $23.58 an hour. Also like to recommend approving our non-union salary proposal, which was in exhibit number 5. And a new hiring of a public relations and communications specialist, Ms. Lisa Rakoski. It'll be a 3-year contract starting August 1 of 25 through July 31 of 28 at $65,000 a year. And then finally, I'd like to recommend the hiring of our extracurriculars. The resolutions number 37-2026 and 38-2026. That was exhibit 7. All those as presented.
May I have a motion?
So moved, Demila.
I was going to say the rest, but it's okay. May I have a motion?
Second.
Okay, we're going to go right through
Atta
this.
girl. There you go.
Any discussion on our resignations, new hires, transfers, salary, our new, congratulations to Lisa Rakoski, our new public relations and communications specialist. We look forward to having her on board, and any of our extracurriculars. You good?
Dr. Alquist?
Yes.
Mr. Campbell?
Yes.
Mr. DeMilo?
Yes.
Mrs. DeCapua?
Yes.
So we just need to select a delegate and alternate to the OSBA meeting that we have down in November every year. I can't remember whose last year the letter winners were, but open for any volunteers.
I'm assuming Betsy and I are probably going to have to carry the torch here, so I could be the main delegate, Betsy. You
Okay, Mr. Mile, thank you. You'll be the main delegate. Dr. Alquist, you okay? Awesome, thank you so much. Okay. We don't really need any action, just a capital on that,
That's what I
okay?
figured.
So we'll go to number 3. I'd like to recommend approving the grant program applications for the fiscal year 26, the IDEA and Title I.
Okay. May I have a motion to approve the recommendation of our superintendent for our program applications for 2026, please?
So moved, Campbell.
Second, Alquist.
Any discussion?
It is yearly, like, this is like an annual renewal?
Yeah,
Is that-
Ms. Prince,
So
I just don't remember that.
actually, these amounts, and Mr. Vito might chime in as well, they were kind of put in as placeholders. We aren't really sure if that's what we're going to get. It could be significantly less, actually. And also, there's a couple other federal grants that we have received for years that they have not funded at this point. Title IIA and Title IV, right? Are those the two? So, kind of waiting on, but we did file the applications for these two.
they're placeholders right now.
So
But like I
this-
said, the money is just a placeholder, and we're not sure that's exactly what we're gonna get.
So this money, Patty and Joe, this goes to, for like Title I, this goes to those folks that, are specialists there and help with that? Does it go towards their salary, or what's this?
Yep, so,
towards
Mr. Ditto,
salaries,
basically a lot of it's salaries, right?
salaries and supplies.
Materials, right? Yeah, things like that the teachers might need, yeah.
So if this number were to be less, would the school just pick up the difference at this
Well,
point?
I hope we don't have to talk about that, because that's not a good thing. I mean, the need's there, let me just say
sure,
that.
yeah,
Major
it
services.
really
The needs are
That's
there,
Reading intervention.
and they're
special
major
ed.
services.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
so,
Is this a federal grant?
yeah, Yeah, these are federal dollars. And there's been a lot of conversation out there about states not getting federal dollars.
Right.
And we're kind of getting caught up right now in that.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, we're not like some other districts have a lot more needs than we do. And those are significant dollars for them. I mean, it's still pretty big money for us as well, but
So when do we find out hard and
that is
fast
a great
when
question.
these are secured?
Yeah. Do you know that, Ms. Prince,
I
for
do
sure?
not.
Yeah, we haven't heard
Do
anything.
you know, John? No, it's in flux right now.
Yeah.
But again, we've already committed to the staffing.
Sure.
Yeah.
And we need the materials, so whatever isn't covered will flow over into general fund.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me that the lawmakers aren't held accountable. Like, you know what I mean?
That's a fair assessment. Yes, I appreciate that.
So-
It is. It's ironic.
That's interesting.
Yeah, yeah.
The others you mentioned, Ms. Prince, that haven't been funded yet, what were those? Just other similar programs?
Can you repeat what
You said, what else wasn't funded? You said Title IV?
Oh,
and-
they are not as significant as
Yeah.
this. They're, one, 30-some thousand, and one is like 12.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
professional development and
We pay for college.
student enrichment.
Yeah, student
Gotcha.
enrichment.
Okay. Thank you. Well,
But
hopefully
we'll
the
keep you posted.
Yeah, we're hoping.
federal government
hoping for
helps us
some
out.
good news here quickly.
Okay. Moving on.
Do we have
Roll
to?
call?
We did not.
Roll call?
I thought we did roll call. No, we did not.
I don't think so.
Not
Okay.
yet.
No, we didn't.
Roll call.
That's all right. That's all right.
That was a lengthy discussion.
That was a long discussion.
Okay,
Yes, it was.
sorry.
Dr. Alquist?
Yes.
Mr. Campbell?
Yes.
Mr. DeMilo?
Yes.
Mrs. DeCaprio?
Yes.
And I'd like to recommend approving our bus stops as per attached, obviously subject to change under exhibit number 8.
Per the recommendation of our superintendent, may I have a motion to approve our bus stops for the upcoming year?
So moved.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
So moved, Demila.
Second.
Any discussion?
You gonna go on your annual pilgrimage on the trips? Isn't that your summer routine?
Perhaps.
Yeah.
I'll go with my secrets.
Roll call, please.
Could I just comment that we did reduce one bus route this year, so we have the savings of one.
Yes, we did.
Oh, you did
bus
use one
driver.
route?
We combined,
It combined route.
combined it, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we purchased some transportation software a few years back that I had in my prior job experience. And Miss Linda has done a fantastic job learning it, which is the most difficult part, and then being able to incorporate some of the pieces and parts. But, being able to consolidate bus routes is huge, huge for us, so.
I just wanted to mention some friends over at a nearby district in Boardman. They are doing things they're having a hard time with their bus drivers, I've heard, and they're starting their school, they've had to change school time starting like
start times.
crazy early. So I am just grateful for our bus drivers, so thank you to our bus drivers
Yep.
for showing up and doing that, because it's a very important, school can't run if we don't have it, so you don't
Amen.
realize it until your kid has to leave the house at like 6:30 a.m. and
No,
so, yeah.
we've been blessed that I haven't had to make that
Yes,
phone call.
we are blessed.
Right.
Truly blessed on that.
Okay, roll call, please.
Dr. Alquist?
Yes.
Mr. Campbell?
Yes.
Mr. DeMilo?
Yes.
Mrs. DeCaprio?
Yes.
And number 5, I'd like to recommend the amended resolution number 157-2025 declaring transportation impractical for students as listed in exhibit number 9, which is resolution number 1 of 2026.
Okay, based on the recommendation of our superintendent, may I have a motion to amend resolution 157.2025 declaring transportation impractical for certain students?
So moved, Campbell.
Second, Demila.
Any discussion?
This is for the new school year, right, Joe? This will
Yes.
be kind of the first of.
Yeah, there'll be some more rolling in.
Sure.
Roll call, please.
Dr. Alquist?
Yes.
Mr. Campbell?
Yes.
Mr. DeMilo?
Yes.
Mrs. DeCaprio?
Yes.
And I'd like to recommend approving the out-of-state overnight field trip request for the Canfield Speech and Debate Team to Upper St. Clair, Bridgeville, PA, February 13th and 14th of 26 to participate in the Three Rivers Tournament, providing lodgings paid by an outside organization. That was Exhibit 10.
Based on the recommendation of our superintendent, may I have a motion to approve our out-of-state overnight field trip for the speech and debate team?
So moved, Alquist?
Second, Demila.
Any discussion?
Mr. Hamilton's back in the saddle, right?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
he is.
Not missing a beat.
No, and that's awesome. I just shout out to him for planning so far in advance. Because
Right,
this
we have
is
a lot
February
coming up with speech and debate
2026.
this year.
What, do you want to share that,
Yeah.
Mr. Capua,
I would
tonight?
love to do that.
I mean, that's
You want to do that?
I would, as a
There's a
former-
reason why we picked March the 6th as a professional development day.
Okay.
You want to take it from there?
I shall, as a
Go ahead.
former speaker
Yes,
and
ma'am.
debater here at Canfield, and my son also. Canfield will be hosting the state speech and debate tournament here on March 6th.
Correct.
And it is a huge event. We did host it one other time as when I was a parent, a speech parent. We're looking at multiple schools, transport back and forth. I don't even know how many districts will be attending, but it is
It's huge.
massive. It's massive. And so we are hosting this year, and Mr. Hamilton is gonna have his hands full. And it takes a lot of parent volunteers to put something like this on as well, because
Yeah.
everyone has, I mean, every room will be used in, like I said, in multiple schools. So,
And we're going to host it in cooperation with our friends from South Range.
yes, and South Range will
So
also.
they will be assisting. Yeah.
We will be
Yeah.
co-parenting, not co-parenting. We will be co-sponsoring.
Yep.
So, thank goodness. So we will be running kids back and forth and utilizing a lot of space. So,
Mm-hmm.
excited for that, as I may or may not be judging this year.
There you go.
Okay, so may I have a roll call, please?
Dr. Alquist?
Yes.
Mr. Campbell?
Yes.
Mr. DeMilo?
Yes.
Mrs. Capua?
Yes. I have donations here for July of 2025. I am going to read these through. American Red Cross, a donation of $1,000 to the CHS Scholarship Fund. Amy and Ike Omron, $8.05 to the CHS Food Service Fund. Robin and Ted Suzelis, $7.50 to the CHS Food Service Fund. Mark Davis, $400 to the Kate Farragher Memorial Trust Fund for the Arts. The Community Foundation of the Mahoning Valley, $45,000 to the Canfield Education Innovation Fund. Canfield PTA, $833.68 to the first and third grade students at Hilltop, bringing our total cash donations, $47,249.23. A spectacular month, the Community Foundation.
Now, let's talk about that real quick. Those dollars are dollars that we have fundraised as a staff with all the fun things that we've done. Remember all the things where the kids could participate and shadow and do all kinds of activities? So those dollars are gonna go right back to our teachers, opening day. And, well, they've already got their blessing to get things ordered over the summer, but they'll be rocking and rolling day one, so.
So that is
Very
a
appreciative.
phenomenal
Yeah.
amount that
Yeah.
was raised.
Yeah.
And thanks, I would like to shout out to our person who kind of managed that is with me, Mr. Knoll, Jennifer
Yeah, Ms. Coleman? Yep,
Coleman.
yep.
Thank you very much, Jennifer, for your hard work with the foundation, with the Community Foundation. Again, goes right back to the schools, right back to the teachers, so that's phenomenal. May I have a motion to approve the donations as read?
So moved. Campbell?
Second, DeMilo.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Dr. Alquist?
Yes.
Mr. Campbell?
Yes.
Mr. DeMilo?
Yes.
Mrs. Capua?
Yes. Well, at this time, looking up and down, we will adjourn. May I have a motion to adjourn at 8:50?
6:50?
And I have my glasses on and
So
I
moved.
can't see. 6:50, I'm so.
Second.
6:50. Okay, Matt Campbell. Second,
Yeah. Alquist.
Betsy
Dr.
Alquist.
Alquist, yep. I got
All
your
in
sheet.
favor?
Aye.
We are adjourned.